Hi, this is Heath with another Media Diet Comics commentary, here today to talk about one of my favorite things in comics today. This is something that's published by Marvel. I think it's kind of an unsung gem in comics publishing, and it's these occasional True Believers single issue reprints that Marvel does for $1 a pop. That's right, they cost $1 each. And these are from not too long ago. These ones dated June but actually came out in October. And then the others are dated in December but just came out in the last month or so. And it's a run of one-shots, reprints, focusing on the character of Black Widow. And so each of them has this kind of masthead at the top indicating True Believers. They're kind of hard to catalog and to list, given that they're all considered one-shots and have their own numbering, and they're all number ones. But they are all individual issue or sometimes multi-issue reprints. And so, for example, this one here, The Black Widow and the Amazing Spider-Man, is a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man number 86. This one, Black Widow Amazing Adventures, is Amazing Adventures number 1 and 2. This is a reprint of Avengers number 111. This is a reprint of Marvel 2-in-1 number 10. This is a reprint of Champions number 7. This is another Avengers reprint, number 196. And then this, which is the most modern of the comics, coming out in 1999 originally, is a reprint of Black Widow number 1. And so they're interesting. They're thematic groupings of single-issue reprints. They're actually reprinting issues that are, if not key issues, close to key issues. And so, for example, that Amazing Spider-Man reprint was the reintroduction and origin of Black Widow with her new costume. Amazing Adventures number 1 and number 2, first issue of that series from the 70s, excludes the Inhumans stories, but early Black Widow kind of reintroduced appearances. Avengers in number 111, there was an X-Men and Magneto appearance. The other Avengers issue was the first full Taskmaster appearance. He's been playing a larger role in Marvel Comics now. The Champions was the first appearance of Darkstar, and then appearances by Griffin and Titanium Man. And then the other Black Widow was a reprint of a number 1 from 1999. And so what these are intended to be are back catalog, back issue approaches to reintroducing characters that play a role in recent reprints or other recent publishing events. And so these True Believers kind of promote various Black Widow collections. We've got the Black Widow Epic Collection, Beware the Black Widow, that came out not too long ago. This one, again, the Epic Collection. This one kind of ties into the Avengers Omnibus Volume 4 hardcover. This one is related to the Black Widow Marvel Team Up trade paperback, which I also just picked up. Champions Classic, the complete collection. So they're all tied into recent trade paperback issues or issuings. And so it's an interesting thing. I like them just because of the reprints. They're normally Bronze or Silver Age books, normally bronze. And I just love them. I love that they're reprint. I love that they're single issue reprints. They're not facsimile editions, so they don't have the ads. They've actually got a ton of house ads for other stuff that the publishing company is coming out with recently, usually related to the books that they're trying to promote through these True Believers comics. So they're not facsimile editions, but I really, really like them. And I like the treatment of single issues, particularly for $1, because if you're a child or if you're buying a comic book as a gift for someone and you know that they like a given character, why not buy something inexpensive and small and light for them to get into the hobby and into the reading experience. Sometimes stuff like this is collected in a saddle stapled collection. I think they did a book like that for the Inhumans, of some Inhumans reprints a couple of years ago. But this is, not quite enough to be a trade paperback, maybe a little too much to be a saddle bound reprint volume on its own. But here alone, we've got, 7 Black Widow comics all along the history of the character, from the reintroduction to the 1999 series that kind of rebooted her with Grayson and Jones. I love I love these comics. And they haven't treated them well. I think it's somewhat awkward that they are all number ones. I actually think that if they were considered as a piece of a series, that might be better. But they also used to not do as good a job making it clear what they were tied into. And so they would come out with these True Believers runs, and sometimes I had trouble knowing what else was happening in their publishing that this was related to. And so they're now making it very, very clear kind of who the focus is. They're making it very clear, what the purpose of it is. And then in each issue now, they're including, and at the end, let's see, this little thing here, continued in. And so they're being explicit about what collection or what trade paperback it is tied into. So much better approach than they used to be taking, but still not very well handled, in my opinion. And I don't know what the readership is. Like, maybe, it's a total loss leader at $1 a pop. Wonder how many people go from it to the trade I did recently. Wonder how many people read them or buy them at all. I get them pulled. And so every single True Believer that comes out, just kind of like DC's Dollar Comics, I have them pulled. Doesn't matter what it is, because I want to see the Bronze Age and older reprints. So neat stuff. Big fan of this, True Believers. Not going to tell you what the story's about in this review, but I wanted to let you know about them, because if you're not looking for them, if you're not seeing them, if you're not buying them, they are awesome, and I think some of the best stuff that Marvel has in print today. So, Marvel True Believers. Big believer in this. Right on, Marvel. Thanks a lot.